This 1988 four-cylinder rear-wheel drive Volvo 244, 4 indicating a 4-door sedan, is my favorite car I've ever owned. I sold my new off-the-lot 2020 Honda Accord so I could have this instead. This is the car that I'm passing down to its next rightful heir. For a price, of course. Let's go over what makes this car special. Three things I love about this car. First off, the look. It's boxy, it's old, it's worn in and worn out. This car is meant to be rode hard and put away wet. The feel. The soft rumble underneath my feet. This is a really cool car, and it feels like no car that I've driven before. And finally, the limitations. Any artist knows that limitations breed creativity. Driving this car is an exercise in creativity. The reps. This car don't got a working radio, nor power windows, nor backup camera, no built-in GPS, and not even a working glove box. And yet none of that holds you back from being a great driver. Included with the purchase of this car is this documentation binder, lovingly referred to as the Bible. Troll at Redline Automotive coined this term for the binder when I dropped it off with all the relevant papers needed to diagnose the issues at hand. Now, we go to Capital V Connection for any major work. Robert Mendoza does the work on all of these Volvos, and his work is excellent. The registration is out of date, but I have the registration papers as well as anything else. And as far as keys go, I have a single valet, but in the Bible, I have these 5 uncut spare keys. So you could potentially have 6 keys. Take them to Cothran's as a recommendation from Troll. Over the years, I've gathered a lot of parts and tools to help me maintain this car, and while not all of it lives in the trunk, I will throw it in if you buy the car. Brand new tire, no wheel, a folding table to help me take stuff apart. I keep this IKEA bag mounted to the side with these magnets, and underneath are some trim and some plastic paneling. This Swiss dairy crate holds supplies for emergencies. An empty gas can, jack stands, the iron for the jack stands, a puncture tire kit, as well as jumper cables. While I keep the jack in the trunk, I keep the lever by the driver's side door because it makes for a great makeshift weapon. This small toolbox from the dollar store carries small parts, zip ties, screwdriver bits. You never know. Altoids tin full of screws, and vintage Volvo relays. Sell these on eBay for $2 a pop, or do whatever you want. Brake, pump, siphon. I've got these ratchet straps, and some brake fluid, and rubber cement. For the record, I don't actually keep the small toolbox, the cardboard box, or this Volvo parts kit in the car at all times, but since I'm selling it, I figure I might as well keep it in there. I'm not sure what any of those pieces I just pulled out are, but I'm pretty certain that is a timing belt. There's also a keyboard keycap pulling tool that I put in my jacket just now. And I've got a funnel, as well as a radio that needs a different adapter in order for it to plug into the radio right now. These are LED headlights. Don't get those. They're not good. That is a fuel pump. And these are some brake pads. Like I said before, not everything actually lives in here. But since this car is trading hands soon, I figure I might as well just keep it all in one place. Just goes to show how much can really fit back here. Finally, is the toolkit, which I stole this idea from Van Neistat. You gotta have a roadside repair kit for wrenching either in the driveway or on the side of the road. You got gloves, WD-40, ratcheting screwdrivers, a wrench, some vice grips, and a socket set. I'm going to keep this spool of gaffer tape, but I will keep the silicone tape in there, as well as all the metric socket sets. Under my driver's seat, I keep this cordless tire inflator along with that tool kit. And in the very back seat, I keep this military wool blanket, which is great for an emergency blanket or just lining the ground while you work. On the driver's side door, next to the weapon, I keep this emergency reflective triangle. If I ever need to pull over at night, I know that somebody will see me. And in the passenger side, I keep this sun shade for the summer. This magical little book of spells has everything you need to know when it comes to the Volvo 240. As a project car owner, you need the repair manual so that you can understand what is happening inside your car. The big pictures and diagrams, along with very thorough and extensive paragraphs of the systems, will help you figure out anything that's going on under the hood or in the electrical wiring.
This is the Volvo that I've sort of customized to make as useful as possible, and it's possibly the greatest car I've ever had. I'm gonna do a quick drive through my neighborhood so I can kind of just show off how well it drives. This is the ideal working conditions. We're not really going to be going too crazy because this car isn't built for speed. You certainly could make it like a sleeper car, but this is all stock besides a few like minor adjustments. All this glass is for safety. You want to make sure that you can see everywhere that you look. One of my favorite adjustments is on the side view mirrors. Those extra mirrors that got added on are purely to see in the extra side lanes, and it just makes it a lot more visual. I can see people who are in a blind spot that I may not have been able to see on these small mirrors, and so I really think this car makes you a safer driver. This car makes you more aware of what's going on. But this car is really cool. One of my favorite things, we're going to pull over right here so we can take a look at it, is that I've got a little junk drawer down here. Not only do I have a book of everything that has happened in this car, but like little drawings that help me figure out things I need, how to install the radio, the way that the battery should be hooked up, how to pull the hood up when it was broken, how long a full tank of gas lasts. I had a $120 gift card that I use for gas only, so like, when's that going to be used? These are all things that just are really nice to have when going over an older vehicle. But the cooler thing is, like, this little area down here is meant for a radio, And I just have a little junk drawer of stuff that is useful. Portable charger, rubber band, lighter. You always gotta have a lighter. Permanent marker, charger block. Things that are important. Maybe you're gonna go measure out some furniture, hope it fits in the car. Binder clips. Like, there's an ashtray in here, but I don't really use it at all. Obviously, as a 240 fan, you probably know about the shelf that goes here for like your sunglasses. You want to empty your keys, your pockets out on here. Super convenient, but one of my more favorite things is, like, let's say you have a bag with you. Let's say you have a grocery bag full of stuff from the thrift store. You can take that bag and hook it onto this command hook, and now as you drive, it will stay put. And you don't have to worry about your stuff flying everywhere, but it's still pretty accessible should you need it. This is a very, like, custom car in the sense that I've attuned it to the things that make me happy and comfortable to drive this. It's very safe. Of course, Volvo is the one company that started the whole 3-point seatbelt system. And when you're on the road and you're driving as carefully as you need to be driving in a car like this, you're probably one of the safer drivers on the road. Let's see. What else is I talking about? It's a Volvo. They're unkillable. I'm not even the greatest mechanic in the world, and I can certainly do what I need to do for this car. The biggest issue I'd say is, like, time. It takes time to get the parts shipped in. It takes time to figure out how to wire the electronics. It takes time to find somebody to do the work for you. You're going to be investing a lot of time, but you won't be investing a lot of money in this. And especially since the car is pretty up to snuff, it's good to go. The only major thing that doesn't work is the AC. It blows, but it's kind of loud and it's not cool. So I pretty much never have it on. I'll just crank the windows down, which is a nice little vintage touch. Also, this glove box is very notorious for not working very well, but you know, nobody needs to know about that. That's why we have the junk drawer. Everything you need is in here. And yeah, that's about it.
One of the many challenges in life is understanding that not everything works according to plan. And here I am trying to show you that the lights on this car work, but they don't. Or at least they didn't. I pull up the hood, and I disconnect the lamp, and I reconnect it, and we're back in business. And now I can show you that the lights work, the mid lights work, and my turn signals also work. Even when a brake light goes out, you can just move your junk from your trunk, get that out of the way, and get back to business.